All right, you guys, so we are back with some examples of quadrilateral classification. Okay. All right. So let's look at our first example. It says determine what type of parallelogram tune is. And then they've given us T is 0, 10. So I'm going to label that 0, 10. U is 4, 2. N is -2, -1. I'm trying to write it so you can see it. And E is -6, 7. Okay, so we are looking at it and it looks like it might be a rectangle. Okay, and we need to prove what we think it is. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to find the slopes of all of these lines. Okay, so I'm going to find the slope of T to U, U to N, N to E, and E to T. All right. Now I'm not going to use a slope formula if I have a picture. Okay, if I have a picture, I'm going to count. So to get from U to T, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I go over 1, 2, 3, 4. And I went over to the left, so -4. So -2. Okay. Now from U to N, okay, I go down 1, 2, 3. So I put a -3. Since I went down, and now I'm going over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Since I went to the left, so that's 1/2. Now I'm going to go into E. So I'm going to go over, okay, and then I'm going to go up, okay. So I go left 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get -2. All right, and then E to T, I go up 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. And then I go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's how I counted my slope using rise over run. Okay, now if I look at TU to UN, TU and UN, -2 and 1/2, those are opposite reciprocals. Same thing with E to T and NE. Those are opposite reciprocals. Okay, which means I have a right angle here and I have a right angle here. Okay, now if I compare ET to TU, so 1/2 and -2, those are opposite reciprocals. So I'm able to put in a 90-degree angle. And then if I look at UN to NE, those are opposite reciprocals. Okay, so that means I know I have 4 right angles. Okay, so because I have 4 right angles, I know now that I'm dealing with a square or a rectangle. So I'm dealing with a square or a rectangle. All right. So what I now need to do, okay, is I need to determine, okay, if I have opposite sides are the same length, okay? All right, and then to further prove whether or not it's a rectangle, these opposite sides need to be the same length, but a different length. Because if all four sides are the same length, okay, then it's a square. So that's how I need to go with my next step. And I know some of you are sitting there and you're like, but Ms. Barfield, just look at it, okay? Pictures in geometry are not always drawn to scale. They're sometimes drawn very poorly. And so we have to make sure that we do all of our calculations. All right, so now I'm going to do the distance formula. All right, so now I'm going to do the distance from T to U. Okay, so if I've got T and U, so that's going to be my x1, y1. This is going to be my x2, y2. So the square root of 2 minus 10 squared plus 4 minus 0 squared equals, I'm going to do the final calculations. Right now I'm going to set everything up so I can move to my calculator. All right, now I need, that's my T to U. So now I need to do E to N. Okay, so E to N. So that's going to be this here and this here. So that's going to be 7 minus -1 squared plus -6 minus -2 squared. All right, and then now I'm going to do U to N. So U to N is these 2 points. So -1 minus 2 squared plus -2 minus 4 squared. And then I need to do the opposite side, T to E, and it could have been E to T, it doesn't matter, you guys. All right, T to E, so that's going to be 7 minus 10 squared plus -6 minus 0 squared. Okay. All right. So yeah, these problems take a long time. Okay. They're not quick. Okay. And I know for some of you are thinking, oh my goodness. All right. So if I bring out my calculator, so I'm going to take the square root of parentheses 2 minus 10 squared plus parentheses 4 minus 0 squared. All right, and I get 8.944. All right, now I'm going to take the next one. So square root, parentheses 7 minus -1 squared plus parentheses -6 minus -2 squared. Okay, that's a good sign, 8.944. Okay, so if I go back to my picture, I know that TU and EN have the same length. So now what I want is I want UN and TE, I want them to have the same length, but I want it to be different than the answer I got here. So square root, parentheses, -1 minus 2 squared, plus parentheses, -2 minus 4 squared. All right, so 6.708. All right, now I need to get the same answer here. So the square root, parentheses 7 minus 10 squared, plus parentheses -6 minus 0 squared. Perfect. 6.708. So now I know that these two sides are the same length, but they're different. Okay, so that means my opposite sides are the same length. I know my opposite sides are also parallel. Okay, because TU to NE, those are parallel. Okay, and TE, okay, so we fit all the criteria of a rectangle. Okay, all right, so that's going to be the first example. So you're going to have a little bit more videos than maybe you're accustomed to because I don't want to make each video super long because if I jump into another example, the video is just going to get even longer because you can see that these problems are going to take some time. Okay.